Alright, so for anyone who may be dying to know anything else about what happened in court today, I will share. So, the other times, other than the first time that I was in court for the PFA, Judge has always taken us back really early. And so I just assumed that we would be taken back early as well. I mean, when I tried to file for an extension of the PFA, they were calling my name over the intercom when I was upstairs trying to file something in the morning. Well, I did decide to file something this morning. I asked her, if I had time, and she acted like I had plenty of time. So, and it, obviously didn't take long. So then I went and filed the recusal, came back down, waited maybe an hour, and then I hear a list of names being read off the intercom, and Geno's is one of them, Eugene Jeswali, to report to courtroom 10, okay? Everyone signs in. Everyone is supposed to arrive at PFA Court at 8:30 in the morning. Everybody signs in, and then you go sit and wait until you're called. So I hear Geno's name called with a list of other names saying report to courtroom 10. So I'm like wondering, because, I've been there over an hour, like an hour. Like, did they mean to call my name too? Should I go to courtroom 10? So I kind of stick my head out in the hallway of this daycare / white trash waiting room. And I see Adam standing there with another young attorney guy. I walk over to Adam. I'm like, am I supposed to be in courtroom 10? And he's like, huh? What? And I'm like, well, I'm here for this hearing. I heard them call Geno's name to courtroom 10. He's like, no, that's calling people's name to sign in, which I said, that's not what they said. They said report to courtroom 10. No, it's to sign in, he said. And basically he's acting like he doesn't know why I'm there, and that he's there for an ICC, which I think sounds suspicious anyway. Maybe he was. So, and he stands way taller than me. So anyways, I'm like, well, hold on. I have something for you. And actually, while he was like standing out in the hallway, I didn't know he was out there. I was writing his name on an envelope and putting his timestamp copy of the recusal in an envelope to give to him. So anyways, I don't want to be talking about any of this. I don't want to be dealing with any of this shit. But what am I supposed to do? I want to tell all these people to go fuck themselves, but I can't give up on my kids. But what the fuck? I'm taking my time doing all this stuff. They have an actual hearing. He don't show up, and it's excused. And I talked to my boys. They're in Florida and taken out of school for the entire week. I said, well, your dad wasn't in court today, and he was supposed to be. And he said, well, he's coming back early this week, he said. So he must be talking about our court date on Friday. I said, well, when are you coming back? He said, Saturday. So this is interesting. Okay. So then I'm waiting forever in the waiting room. I talk about going down to pay my toll, which they didn't really want me to leave. They were trying to get me to pay my toll on some app online, and I don't even know my license plate by heart, blah, blah, blah. So they're like, run down there and do it. Excuse me. So I'm waiting forever. I talk to some woman who is there for a PFA. She needs to get her stuff out of her ex-boyfriend's house. She's living in a domestic violence shelter. I talked to her for a while, ended up hugging her before she leaves. And then while I was also sitting there, a victim's advocate from the Blackburn Center came over, once again asking if I need representation. And yes, I do. But however, I had a PFA already for 3 years, and the Blackburn Center is required to help me and to represent me for my custody and my divorce, and they refused. And I've been in contact with Elizabeth there many times, who is the person that you talk to. And so if you guys would like to make it right and offer me an attorney, then great. Let's make it right and offer me an attorney, and because I need one. She's like, well, I'll have you sign a waiver release and I'll give you a copy, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, it's not your fault, but I'm just telling you that they didn't help me, refused to help me because of my judge. Just like Laura Legal. So finally, I'm back before Judge Silvas, and honestly, I have no clue what Adam was doing there. He's not involved in this, honestly. He gives no shits about my kids, as was proven today in court, and I'm not going to go over every single detail of everything we covered regarding vaccines. I'm sure you guys have an idea of what I said, but I will because all of this stuff is painful for me to talk about and stressful, and it's a lot. And once I get the transcript, however long that takes, a few weeks maybe, then I will read what happened today, and I will use it. For what? I don't know. What am I going to use it for? I don't know, other than proof of the fucking bullshit that I'm dealing with. Proof to show my kids later. Proof maybe to sue some people. So, for what's been done to us. And I also discussed some horrible incidents with my kids. Just things that I'm aware of that, and can you imagine how scared my kids were, who know that vaccines could kill them and almost killed Caleb, and they're dangerous, and we don't do them, to being forced to do them after you're forced to believe that your dad is married to this woman, which we discussed all about that. I told him who Pastor Buck and Amy are, all about their church, how we went there, they dedicated my kids, married us, I'm in jail, and the new family is now attending. This is confusion and anguish for my children, and it's illegal. We talked all about the doctors' offices, the locations, but the problem is that this was filed a PFA against Geno to protect me from Geno. And as Judge Silvas said, I have not abused, or Geno has not physically abused me himself since his PFA has been up. Now, he was interested in what happened with Melissa punching me in the head. He wanted to hear more about that. I gave him the Tribune Review newspaper clip about her punching me, and which should have been filed as an ICC against my protection from abuse order, meaning the woman who lives with him, his so-called wife, is beating me up at my daughter's dance class in front of my daughter. He should have actually been held in contempt for that, like the other county where the dance class was, police told me to do. And as I said in court, the judge told me I better not file an ICC. No one's going to help me. Blah, blah, blah. And yes, I've been working for years trying to get something done about these vaccines and all this shit. I'm never going to stop. If that means just protesting at the courthouse every day and telling my story until my kids are 18, I'm never going to stop. Fucking motherfuckers. I swear to God, these people are terrible, disgusting human beings. And just like I told the judge today, the judge, this is why I'm filing this recusal. She's had me charged with wiretapping. She was mad that I was getting this transcript. I said, you were lied to. In court, Judge Benoni told Geno to pay the house payment. I thought you were moving back to Ohio. I said, Attorney Ansims, and Geno lied to you. I'm here with Attorney Welsh. He's not conveying this properly to you. Ansims and Geno are straight up lying to you. Judge said Geno is to pay the house payment, which later I realized it's not in the order. I can only, she didn't put in the order. What else is new? To be a B, which I said, he said, I thought you were moving to Ohio. I said, no, me and my kids had to move a mile down the road while we waited for this relocation hearing because Eric, Geno, and Judge were set on getting me and my kids out of our house. I said, they lied and said I could move to Ohio in agreement to sell the house so he can move into the house, which he's been living in a house too, a mile away, which was perfect for him. A nice house. So anyways, he got the house back, and I said, I want the house back. I'm telling him, I said, I don't know if Monzo thought I was going to be able to move to Ohio, I believe, but it wasn't put in the order. So then I ended up with Attorney Welsh. We have to have this relocation hearing, which went insane and horribly wrong. And Welsh is like, wasn't expecting it to go like that. So I have to hire or fire this attorney. Go get my transcript. The judge is pissed that I'm trying to get a transcript because probably no one's ever attempted that before in her courtroom. It's perfectly legal. Attorneys get transcripts all the time for their clients, which my attorney was supposed to be helping me with this and was instructing me what to do before I fired him. And he had also previously got me a transcript on his own accord concerning protection from abuse, which he then told me to take to the Murraysville police. Of course, they do nothing. I have no hope in the justice system, zero. And how the judge lies to me and lies in court and antagonizes me, and I'm too sick and disgusted to discuss it, and that's probably why she uses this against me. But I will. Once I get the transcript, I'll just read it right out loud to you guys, what she's doing, what else she's doing. So me and Adam are sitting there, you know, we have to wear masks in Judge Silvas' courtroom. They say it's mandatory. Well, I hate masks. They stress me out. How am I supposed to talk with a mask? I think they're ridiculous. However, working in PFA Court, who can blame them, right? I mean, however, I'm very anti-mask, and so is Adam, and here we sit with our masks on. Well, I have on my glasses, and so my glasses are like fogging up, which I explained to him that these are cheaters. Geno and I both have 20/20 vision. Yes, I have some slight astigmatism. I've never had it so severe that I ever really needed any glasses, really. My daughter has the same eyes as me. She doesn't need glasses either, but here we are. So maybe they do need glasses because he's asking me what's happened to them since. Well, I don't know. He's like, well, haven't you seen them since they've been vaccinated? I don't know. I haven't seen them much. And they're threatened to tell me anything. But I did tell some things that I did notice, which they have glasses now, which could be that their health has deteriorated from getting all these vaccines, or it could be the stress combination, or it could be, as I said today, that this Melissa has Munchausen by proxy. I said she is not a mother. She's taking my kids to the doctor. This is something Geno and I decided together that was best for our children and for us. And he watched our son almost die, deal with health problems for years. He did CPR on him when we thought he died. He could have saved his life. And this is all, as I said today, done deliberately and intentional and calculated. And it's to hurt me, and it's attempted murder of my children. I need to follow up with the district attorney's office. Yes, that's what I asked. What in the hell is going on with the DA's office there? What the hell are they doing? Are they following up with any of my criminal complaints? I will be calling this week, or going there, or both. And I'm just, if it's a no for Romeo, then I'm going to immediately file for a civil lawsuit against Jen and Mike Yoha. And then I would like to proceed forward, if possible, with an attorney to deal with these vaccines, Melissa, Geno, the pathonetary office, and this judge, if possible. So, and Adam too, so if possible. So, So Adam is just sitting there in silence, and I'm basically bashing him too because I'm throwing him under the bus because I have to tell the story of what happened. And that includes him not doing his job and doing a horrible job of doing his job. A terrible job. He's worthless. Why are you even fucking here other than to be a fucking nosy elf on the shelf? That's why. And to protect Geno, who's on vacation. Ignoring a court order, which was served to him and his attorney and the guardian all correctly. So he sat there in silence other than to speak up that no, we are still not divorced, because Judge was completely shocked that we are still married and I'm paying child support and I'm being beat up at work, stalked at work, harassed, all this going on. Why isn't the judge doing something? Have you filed a contempt? Have you filed an emergency motion? I explain all that. I explain all why the judge isn't doing anything, because she's biased and she hates my guts. And obviously she hates all mothers. I keep meeting them, right? Or meeting the fathers who have done this to the mothers. So then at the end, we leave. And Adam's like walking out like all brisk, like hostile, like towards me. And I'm like, okay, so I guess now we're mad at each other. I'm not fucking mad. I think you're POS, because you are. And all I'm doing is telling the story. But we're both humans, and he sat there and took it like a man. And I was thinking later, I hope he cried actual tears afterwards. Not because of what I said about him, but what he has allowed to happen and what's happened to my children, because he don't listen half the time, and I'm sure some stories came out today that maybe he's never heard before. And maybe we can get a picture of his face, like I posted that whoever he was, some psychologist or social worker's face meme, and it says the horrible things he's done to families in court. A lot of these people like to target women. They like to target women like me. They like to target women, men in court, and women alike for different reasons. And it's just basically to have power and control over them, because there's some weird jealousy, like, oh, you like putting little women in jail because you're never going to be able to obtain a woman like her ever in your life, so let's put her in jail. I'm never going to be able to be like her, so let's fucking charge her with strangulation. And Geno never wanted us to split up. That's why I had to get a PFA, because he thinks I'm just going to stay with him. He's been calling police, ripping up the whole house, beating me up, and then putting me in jail. And I'm just going to stay. Well, the only way I got away from him finally was to get the protection from abuse order. And I'm still paying for that till this day, if no one's noticed. Yeah, so, I mean, Judge Silvas, we covered everything today. I met Judge Silvas. He's the first person that I met in the court system who is worth remembering. And interesting that I think it was the same court secretary who, when I went in for the first hearing before, because there's, I guess, just the two PFA judges, Walsh, where Geno was going and trying to get a PFA against me, and he thinks it's a joke. I can protest wherever I want. I'm not doing anything, and that's why I said today, I've never kicked anyone, never hit no one, I've never choked nobody, I've never punched anybody in the head. All of these things are happening to me, and God knows what's happening to my children. I'm disgusted. I can't, there's no words, and I could start saying all kinds of shit that's being done and has been done, but I'm not going to my kids, because it's fucking heartbreaking. I will read you the transcript when I get it. So I'm trying to think if I missed anything. I don't know. And if anybody wants to come hang out with me or come visit me from Ohio, you are welcome to. I have a whole house here to myself, 3 bedrooms that no one ever sleeps in except the one for me that I sleep in, because my kids are never here. I promise I won't put you in my YouTube videos if I need to do them in the morning or whatever. If you want to come hang out, I have court Friday. I have court, which actually it's Thursday. So I got a text today saying I have court Friday, which it was originally Friday, but they changed it and sent me another piece of mail saying they changed it to the 24th. Then I get a text today saying it's Friday. So I got to double check tomorrow. I have court again Thursday or Friday. I have court on Monday for going to the courtroom, the court cathedral, Judge Benoni, who has ruined mine and my kids' lives. Like I said to Judge, I said, you met me when Silvas today, you met me at the beginning of this. I told you everything that was going on. He's violent. He's doing this to me. He's doing that. That's why I got a 3-year PFA granted. And this is what's happening now. This is all that's happened since. And I had a point to saying all of that. But anyways, so go into the nightmare court chambers on next Monday and see what nightmare they have in store for me and my kids next. And like I said, it's either give me back my kids, step down, or give me a trial immediately, because this is fucking disgusting bullshit. And then I also have wiretapping court March 4th. And I talked about the wiretapping and how the judge orchestrated for me to be charged with wiretapping because she was mad that I got my transcript. And the court transcript of the day that she stole my kids and charged me with wiretapping proves all of this. I mean, the court order of her taking my kids gives no legal reason. And I said that I went to jail, and I have never been able to get my kids back since. I'm now paying child support. We're still married. And like I said, he cannot believe that we're still married. Could not believe it. I'm trying to explain this bigamous marriage. I'm like, Adam knows. Geno admitted it on the stand. Adam knows all this. Adam knows all this. He never said he didn't. He never disagreed. Only spoke up those couple times. Wasn't served correctly. We're still aren't divorced. And I'm not sure if he said anything else during the hearing or not.